Hi everybody, Remy Rex here and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I've got a video for you today. I'm just going to be going over my Marvel Strike Force account and kind of showcasing you where I'm at with the game, a little bit about my alliance, and just so you can kind of see where I'm up to and some of the content that I'm going to create in the future. So we'll start off by looking at my player profile. So I am 7.9 mil TCP, so I'm nearly 8 mil TCP. I'm not a day one player, I'm not a whale or anything like that. I'm just kind of your everyday player. I only started playing about halfway through the game's launch time, so I didn't start straight away, which I always get really frustrated about. But what can you do? So 7.9 mil TCP. I'm part of Rem's Club, which is my own alliance. And then you can see some of my stats there. I never really took Arena seriously enough because when I first started playing the game, I didn't take the game seriously enough, and just kind of played it for fun, played it to pass the time, did it in my spare time. So I never really kind of did anything too hardcore. I have spent previously, so I did used to spend when I first started playing, once I really kind of got into it. Those microtransactions, those catch-up mechanics that they put in with some of the offers, I did spend on some of those, but kind of more recently I've really tried to hold off spending, especially with all the bugs and everything in the game at the moment. So the last thing I bought myself was the Zemo RTA pass, and then I did have one of the Silver Surfer packs gifted to me from one of the guys in my alliance, so I was very fortunate for that. So I'm 568 days in, so as you can see I haven't been playing, about halfway in terms of some of the players, but I've got some pretty good stats, and hopefully I have lots to showcase. However, what I mostly want to be focusing on for YouTube content is more things about my alliance and alliance kind of leading. So I will do a quick run through of my teams that I have available, but to start with, just sort of show you my alliance. So I am the leader of my alliance. I've been leading for just over a year, so I've been doing it for quite a while. I've been playing for about a year and a half, so more time of my game, been playing the game, and I really enjoy leading, and I actually find it really fun. And I'm going to have a couple of videos coming out soon as well. I'm going to do top 5 alliance leader tips. I'm going to do successful ways to recruit for your alliance, because I managed to recruit really well. Always seem to have a waiting list or people wanting to join. I know it can be really stressful, but hopefully I can provide some top tips. We'll also like to do a video on things like war layouts and how to strategize for war from a leader point of view, so not necessarily looking at specific attack matchups, but more so looking at how to set your defense and for different zones. So we started off in gold 1 and we are now in platinum 1, so I have worked my way through the ranks. We do ult 7.5 about 90% all the time, and then we do Doom at 30% 2 days a week, and 2 of our teams have started branching off. So we did do the 4-lane method. Again, if you'd like to see a video about how we managed to do Doom at 30% with a 220 mil alliance TCP, let me know. And I'll be more than happy to kind of showcase how we do that, but it works really well. And then we do Greeks 4.2, 4.1 if it's Gamma. We try and get 100% pushes where we can. But as you can see here, please fix this Scopely. You can see here that I'm quite near the bottom in terms of my alliance as well. So we have a good range of TCP, but these are my guys that I look after. We do really well for the raid milestones as well, so we are doing really well. We were 2 million shy of getting 14 Silver Surfer shards, so we only got 12 last season, so we are really pushing for that 60 mil. And then when we rank overall as an alliance, just to show you quickly before we go looking on to kind of my roster specifically and my teams, we're 958, so we've just got into the top 1,000, as I said, that 226 mil alliance TCP there for you. So having a look at my roster specifically, then, we're going to do it in the blitz squads just because it's easier. So these teams that I have here are teams that I have an order for blitzing, and I have kind of prioritized for blitzing, so do just bear that in mind. And also I'd like to think that I have a very war offense focused roster, as well as obviously raids, and that's because in order to be successful in war, you've got to have offense. There's no point having a strong defense if you don't have the offense. And I'm going to cover that again in a later video, because I think it is really important. We get matched up against alliances, 15, 20 mil punch-ups. They have more power than us, and we win because they just can't get through our defense, because either they're all on defense or they just don't have the offense. So we'll start off with X-Men. So I was a bit late getting Phoenix, but I absolutely love X-Men. I still think she's one of the most important characters, one of the most powerful characters in the game. I know they've just brought Kestrel out to counter her potentially, but I do think that she is still a great character. And I've still got Beast on this team as well, just because I haven't built my Astonishing X-Men just yet, so he's still sitting on that team. Then have my Black Order, as everybody has Black Order. Mine are only about 500k, so I didn't wail on them too much. I've got 2 at 15, and then more's going to be 15 soon as well for Dark Dimension 4, and then Corvus and Cole level 12. I've been in 2 minds to bring them up, but I think I'm going to be leaving them at level 12 for the moment. And then we've got my symbiotes. My symbiotes they're my babies. They're what I use for everything. They sit at over 700k in war now, and again 3 at 15, 1 at 14, nearly 15, and then 1 at 13, and I am hopefully going to bring Scream up as well. Absolutely great team. They're great for Alt 7. I know Astonishing X-Men are as well, but I already had these guys at 500k, so I've just invested in them lots, and they're really great for the Doom raids as well. And then Shadowlands, so I had lots of T4 resources available, so I did invest in Shadowlands, and also I did have quite good red stars on them. And again, I found them really good. I actually prefer using mine on Doc Ock teams rather than Emma teams, but they are great. And then I have my Asgardians, so this is probably the only defense team that I've invested in. When I first started playing, it was just as Asgardians were released, so Hela was in my beginner blitz, so I managed to unlock Hela really early on, which is again why she's a really powerful character for me. And I just found them absolutely great, and I took them into Dark Dimension 2 as well, so they were my Dark Dimension 2 team. Apart from instead of Heimdall, I used Minerva instead. 90% of the time she would die, and I'd do it with just the 4 of them, so they were a really great team. And then again, Brotherhood 2 I do have built as well, because again these 2 were released in Blitz not long after I started playing, so I went straight for this team, and again a really great war offense team. And then you have Inhumans. Again, I really like using them. I tend not to use them against Red Skull because they're quite high. You don't see many Red Skull teams that high, so I like using them against Captain Marvel teams. They work really well. I've got my Emma Marauders, and the main reason why I built these guys up was because obviously having 2 tier 15s on the teams, it was silly having a 7k not Sabretooth, Mr. Sinister, so I built them up a little bit. X-Force, my most recent team that I've built up for war. Again, I've got really good red stars on X23. I had previously skipped them because I just wasn't able to keep up with being a mid-game non-whale. You can't build every team straight away. But I did prioritise them over a X-Men just because I needed that war offense team. And again, I use them for mercs. And basically, X23 just comes and deletes everybody. I'm going to try and get Negasonic up a little bit more though, just to help with that half health. I then have my Zemo team. Again, my Gear 15 Zemo I took into Dark Dimension 3 and 4. So I built his team up around him. Again, not a team that I built initially, but I did decide to build it once I saw, other people using him and how well he was doing. And I do put Mantis in there as well, just because of the healing. And actually, she's managed to stun Red Skull quite a few times, so it's not a terrible choice. And then Power Armor I had to build for the Doom campaign, so they're pretty high for war. They are a very RNG dependent, unreliable war counter, but I tend to kind of do some safe attacks with them. We then have Fantastic Four. I still have the OG Fantastic Four with Namor. And again, I really enjoy these guys as a war team. Supernatural, I wish Supernatural were better. I hope they get something. I want them to be amazing, but I don't have much luck with them, so I tend to not use them very much unless there's like a 250, 300k Kree team lying around, then I might use them. And then we've got my Sinister Six with Doc Ock. I still again have the OG Sinister Six just because I haven't had a chance to build the other two up, because these guys were already built pretty well. I didn't want to, waste the resources. And Doc Ock is also going to be on my Dark Dimension 4 team. Then got AIM, and again AIM, I started building them for villains, and someone told me I could do Hydra, so I kind of stopped. They are actually really great for war, but they're just not high enough. But I did again use them for the Doom campaign, and then we start having some mishmash teams come through. So we do Defenders with Captain Marvel, so they're now getting split up. We've got my Red Skull team. As I just mentioned, I did use these guys for the villains campaign to farm Hela. You can have them quite low, so if anybody's looking for any tips, especially with Zemo now, I definitely recommend going the Hydra route if you can. Guardians of the Galaxy, I wish they were so much better with those red stars that I have on them. And again, I was actually quite lucky that I just missed out on when I started playing the Guardians of the Galaxy for DD2, or Star-Lord for your first legendary, so I didn't over-invest in them, but I am hoping they get a rework soon, hopefully with like the films coming up. And as you can see, I have got quite good red stars, so it would be quite valuable. And then we have my Mercs, and again I just have Ultron there just because I have Killmonger still with Wakandans, so as my Merc teams. Again, I haven't heavily invested yet. And the same for my Young Avengers team as well, and I do have Psylocke there as my 5th. And then I have my actual Avengers, which is more like kind of the leftover ones that I'd partly built, so not really much. Pym, I didn't build too much, just enough to get me Jubilee, but my Gear 15 Ghost carried me. I've got my Wakandans again. They're not not a war team. Shield, my lowest war defense team, and it gets me the most defense victories. Don't ask me how or why, but it's just how it goes. And then I have my Kree team. And then my Astonishing X-Men, but obviously mine is Beast. I am leveling up Jubilee to take her into Dark Dimension 4, and then I am going to work on the rest of the team. And then we have pretty much the garbage and what's left, and as you can see I haven't built much up. Yelena is my one and only 7 red star as well, so I'm hoping to build that team up now that they've had their rework, so hopefully that'll be really good. Let me know what you think about the rework, if you've had any success. Are you using Black Widow on the team? Are you taking her off and still doing the original 5? Let me know. And then you can just kind of see the rest of the leftovers there. And this is my DD4 Cosmic team that's currently failing. So that is kind of an overview of me and my roster and my account. If there's anything in particular you'd like to know, just put your questions in the comments below. Or you can catch me live on Twitch on Tuesdays, Fridays or Sundays. I stream live. On Tuesdays I do showcase Alliance War, and again I will be making some videos around that for you. So if there's anything in particular you want to see, or you want to ask me, or you want a video about, again just put it down below. And I'll do my best to answer you or help you out or make a video for you. So thank you very much everybody for listening. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I look forward to making some more content soon for you. And I'll either see you on Twitch or catch you in the next one.